Okay. So indeed we are here. Welcome to Hamityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I'm Clint. With me is Don. And also with me tonight is Jamie somewhere. Are you in here, Jamie?
I'm right here. Hi.
There you are. Hi. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
So we're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to do another interview, which I know that is not different, but we're going to do a very large interview. We have brought in the likes of writer and director Jason Pitts, who is, I will say, directly or most directly responsible for the Alone film series, if I'm saying that correctly. If I understand it right, there are 4 films that are planned for this series. Maybe correct, it didn't start out that way, but that's what we've got going on right now. So the 2 that are out right now are, of course, the short film Alone and the short film Masquerade. And I believe the next one in line is Lonely Echoes, which you are currently trying to raise funds for in order to get that production underway. And I can't wait, if I'm being honest with you. So there's a 4th one.
Yes.
Is that Unmasked? Is that the working title right now?
It is called Unmasked, yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
And it's the finale. It's the one that ties everything together, brings everybody together, and finishes the whole thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want to work my way back to that for sure, because I've noticed just with 2 movies so far, some intertwining plot lines and some connections that are coming together. And if you can do that throughout the entire series, I am very anxious to see that happen. So I don't know where I'm at with this. So what I'd like to do is very briefly, since there's so many people here and I'm not 100% sure who everybody is, would you mind walking me through everybody who came in with you and just generally who they are and what their role is working with you?
Sure. So I'm just going to go around my screen. The first one is Bailey Freeman. Bailey is hi Bailey. Bailey played Lizzie in Masquerade. She was also assistant director on Voorhees Night of the Beast, and she is also going to be assistant director in Lonely Echoes. And then next to her on my screen, we have Sierra and Tammy Ebert. Sierra was, she played Laura in Voorhees Night of the Beast. And she's also our wardrobe coordinator for Lonely Echoes. And Tammy is one of our special effects people that was on Voorhees Night of the Beast and is also going to be a special effects person on Lonely Echoes. And then we have Dylan Law. Dylan is playing the lead male role in Lonely Echoes. I also worked with him on another project called Mama Lou's Bridge. He was the lead in that. That is actually on my YouTube channel for free that you can watch now. And then next to him we have Samantha Shaw. Samantha played the lead in Alone, and she's also playing the female lead in Lonely Echoes. And next to her is Aaron Palmer. Aaron Palmer played Captain Rogers in Masquerade, and he's also coming back for Lonely Echoes and Unmasked. Then we have Olivia Disney. Olivia played Sylvia Darnell in Masquerade, and she is reprising that role in both Lonely Echoes and Unmasked. And she was also the lead female character in Voorhees, Night of the Beast. Then we have McLean Wood. McLean is, I can't say enough about McLean. He is our workhorse of our little film family. This dude does so much work. He's the one that keeps us going, or one of the ones that keeps us going. He was our grip on Alone, Masquerade, and Voorhees Night of the Beast. And then we have Amy Lynn Woodall. Amy Lynn, she played Mrs. Anderson at the end of Alone, and she will reprise that role in Lonely Echoes. And she was the script supervisor for Masquerade and Voorhees Night of the Beast as well. Then we have Will Reed. Will played the lead male role Mark in Voorhees, Night of the Beast. And he is also going to be playing I don't want to say who he's playing because it's a spoiler, but he will be playing a new character that has been mentioned in the Alone Saga, but we haven't seen yet. He'll be in Lonely Echoes. Lonely Echoes and Unmasked. Then we have CJ. CJ played Anton in Masquerade, and he also played Cretan Duke in Voorhees, Night of the Beast. And then I believe that's it. Did I miss anyone?
Not that I can tell.
I think
Got
you're good.
everybody?
So I know we keep bringing up Voorhees, Night of the Beast, and I got to tell you, here at Amityville, we are almost super fans of like Friday the 13th fan films. Don loves the original franchise, and I was exposed to Friday the 13th fan films, and we even did a whole episode on it, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's great. I'm so glad. That's very near and dear to our hearts, and I am very excited about it. When do you think
in
we
fact,
can expect to see that? No, go ahead.
We're not sure yet. My partner on the project, the producing partner and the editor, had a very serious health scare about a month ago, and it really put us behind. And Will is actually working with him to help us out and get it back on track. We were originally slated to have it release online on YouTube Friday, May 13th, but we're not going to hit that. So right now we don't know.
Yeah, when we had talked with Bradford in our interview with him, he had mentioned that also, and I do wish him the best, and I hope that he's on his way back up. Is he doing better?
Yeah, he's doing a lot better. He's making progress every day, walking a little bit more every day. Today he made a post about being able to walk without a walker. For the first time, and it was very slow, but yeah. So
wow,
our thoughts are with him, and he is improving and getting better.
Yeah. Well, he has a good family around him, so I hope that all those good vibes that you're sending him really help heal him up.
If everything goes well, Voorhees should be ready early to midsummer, I'd say.
Early to midsummer.
I think
okay.
I'd have to talk with Jason about it, but I think there's a good chance we can get it done in June.
Fantastic. And you said it's going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, because I mean, we can't. It's a fan film. We can't really make any money off of it.
Right.
We just did it because we love Jason and we love the franchise. So yeah, we're just gonna put it out there. Yeah. Well,
I feel that, I love the Jason films too, and I listened
to your guys' show, and I can't remember if it was you or somebody else that said it. One of you guys actually said if you were going to do a fan film, you would do it between part 8 and part 9 and kind of fill some holes. Somebody said that. I don't remember who it was, but that's exactly what we're doing with this.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't me. I was the one who talked that ridiculous nonsense about doing a film with a crossover with the Leprechaun. So, which I still think would be awesome. But
I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah, we should do that one.
Do not mute me, Don.
That one's exciting.
So, okay. So, going through, it seems like Alone did pretty well when you first put it out, and I'm wondering, is this a realization of a lifelong dream of yours to make film?
Absolutely. Yeah. Ever since I could remember, I've always wanted to be a storyteller. I thought I wanted to be a writer. I did that. I wrote, and then growing up watching films at the drive-in theater, I fell in love with film. So then I transitioned from writing short stories and mini novels to screenplays, and taught myself how to do that. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote, and ended up going to film school, got my degree in radio, television, and film. And I had all these scripts that nobody wanted to make. And then I decided, well, if they're going to get made, I'm going to have to do it. So I started making them and fell in love with directing. And I actually really love directing more than writing now. So that's how that journey happened.
Yeah, understood. But don't give up on the writing, because I
Oh,
got to
no,
tell you
not
what
at all.
I've seen
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, I do like writing.
I'm liking it very much. So you did pretty well in the film festivals with Alone.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it looked to me like you were selected officially like 34 times globally,
Yeah.
with this film.
I think
And I think that's
36.
pretty remarkable. 36 is where you
36
ended
times,
up? Okay.
and I think I just counted it up today, and I think it was like 36 official selections and 16 awards. Most of them for Alone were honorable mentions or like finalists. There was a best editor, there was a best hair and makeup, and there was a best director. And but most of them were honorable mentions or second place.
Yeah. But you also placed in categories with special effects and directing, and I think that's well earned from what I've seen so far.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So Bailey, so you played Lizzie in Masquerade.
Yes.
And I also know that you're a part-time vampire, and you have served as assistant director already, and you're going to do that again on Lonely Echoes.
Yes.
So is there a lot of night shooting? I mean, is that why they chose a vampire for assistant director? Because
it did work
you
out
need to-
quite well, especially for Voorhees. Most of it was after the sun went down.
Okay. Is this an indication of your aspirations? You'd like to get more behind the camera, as opposed to in front of it, or are you just expanding your skills?
I would say more expanding my skills, because I do love to act. It is definitely a passion that I have, but I also I just love seeing how things get put together, kind of the why behind everything. That's part of me for everything. I always need to know the why, but being behind the camera, I can see why the director asks for the things that he does. And I feel like it actually also improves my acting. So, but I absolutely adore being Jason's assistant director. It was a great time.
Yeah. So is that where your experience started? Was on Voorhees Night of the Beast, or did you have a little bit before that?
That was my first AD position. I was just going to go and help out wherever I could, and I started out assistant to the director, and about halfway through he was like, "You're assistant director, just you're good."
Yeah, the title's yours now.
Yeah. So
I will say with Bailey, I even before Masquerade, we have worked together quite a bit on other projects where I wasn't directing, but just one of the reasons when she asked me about working behind the scenes and stuff more, one of the reasons I was very open to it is because I watched her in these other projects. She has amazing, great ideas, creative ideas that really improve the story and the production. And I just as soon as she came to me, I was like, yeah, I think you'd be good. So
yeah. Sometimes you can just
she has
see it on people.
She has a great behind the scenes mind. She does.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you, Bailey.
Okay.
Everybody kind of has, that muse, that somebody they draw from. Who do you draw from on, your character in Masquerade?
Sorry. Did you hear that? Sorry, a lot of things fell over. Masquerade. Well, I didn't used to watch a lot of horror and things like that. I wasn't allowed to growing up. And so it's been more recent. So I watch a lot of specific people. Like I watch Sarah Paulson, and she is so incredible in like every role that she does. And so I study some of the things that she does and things like that. I'm not sure if it was specific for this particular role, but the way that she handles everything is incredible. So
Yeah, she is definitely one of the more powerful female actors that we have in the horror genre right now. And it's amazing to see what she can do. And I mean, even looking at you now, I can see you definitely feed off of her. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And your red hair is amazing. And those cat ears are not distracting at all. So
it's my headphones. I'm sorry.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you
They're
were
the
just
only
wearing
ones I
cat
can
ears for
find.
like, like a fashion statement or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do that
Very-
too, but
So do you have aspirations beyond this, or are you going to you're into writing also, aren't you?
well, I come up with ideas, like story ideas and things. I have a little bit harder of a time fleshing them out. Jason's actually been helping me with that a little bit as well, because I've got some things that I'm planning to work on with Olivia. Yes. And that is part
I'm
of,
so excited.
that is part of the reason why I'm wearing the fangs today. So we have some things in the works for a vampire anthology, and it's going to be phenomenal, I hope.
I certainly hope so.
We're not talking glittery vampires, are we?
Oh
We're
gosh,
talking,
no.
Okay, awesome.
there
Like
any
gothic
other kind?
true.
These are legit vampires. There might be a couple of rule changes, but there will not be any glitter.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm down for it.
Wow.
I'm excited.
I mean, we might wear glitter, but
I was
won't-
gonna say, as long as yeah, you know what I mean.
Gonna say a little disappointed, no glitter, but okay, I can deal. So it sounds to me like you found a pretty stop, Don. It sounds to me like you found a pretty good mentor in Jason, that he's kind of working hand in hand with you
Definitely.
and giving you some experience that you desperately want, I think. And
Yes,
and,
definitely.
I'm glad that you're getting help to develop some of your goals, and keep us posted on the vampire thing. I'd kind of like to see where that's going to go.
Hoping to get some of it started by the end of the year. So
Fantastic.
Awesome.
What
We'll
do you
keep our
think,
eyes
Don?
peeled.
I'm gonna hit this cat CJ down here because he can't sit still. He's freaking my ass out going between these blocks down here. So I'm gonna get him
Oh,
involved.
he's having a
I'm
ball down
sorry.
there.
I have ADHD. I took a nap and I'm awake and I am wired.
Good. Even better for me.
Bring the energy.
Yeah, right. So I figured we'd get him
bring it.
involved before he, runs out the door and jumps out a window or something. So what got you into horror, sir? What kind of horror movies did you watch before getting into this, if you did watch any?
To be honest, as a child, I was petrified of horror movies. Like, I couldn't watch anything past 12 p.m. to like when I take a nap, because I would be scared shitless because I don't want to watch a scary movie. And then when I first started acting, the only movies that I could ever get were like horror movies. And then I just started like watching all of them all at once. So I just like binge watch every single horror movie. And my girlfriend now, who's soon to be my wife, we watch all of the horror movies all at once. Don't
Congratulations.
spoilers. Nobody say anything. Nobody say anything to her. She doesn't know this yet. Shh.
Oh, shut the fuck up, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Also, if anybody tells you, I'll probably die in a horror movie. That being said, because of all this, I love horror movies and I just can't get enough of it. The research, the going into it, just the prep for all of it, like how I plan on dying. I wanted to make like an homage to older movies. Like all of it just sort of like builds up to itself. And I'm ready for it.
No, you're right. You're right. I love the passion behind it too, because most people they don't get behind it like that. You know, it's just all kill me, get me off screen, yada, yada, yada. And that's even brings it back to Masquerade with, you know, everybody's death. I mean, it was pretty legit. I mean, you know, you get stabbed in the leg, stabbed in the head. You know, it's just it's brutal. So, you know, I guess we owe Olivia for that.
Oh yeah, and if I may say, that is the most torturous and beautiful death I've ever had in my life. Like after we got done shooting that movie, because we had so many takes of it, I had dreams where like it would be Olivia killing me and stabbing me in the temple, and after I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay," and I'm like, "Wait a minute,
That's such an honor.
That's not right."
I don't know
I'm
what
dreaming.
the fuck just happened. That was the greatest answer I've ever heard in my life.
Right. Like so many takes, all of it just felt so real. And it was just like, boom, there it is. Mm-hmm. There she is with the knife. Mm-hmm. I'm gone.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, everybody did a great job, you know, so.
Yeah, I gasped when the knife went in your temple. I was like, whoa, that was gnarly.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about that part.
I did love your character in that. But first off, tacos, am I right? Really good.
Wanted some tacos.
I mean, I would just die if I showed up on a blind date and somebody made that for me. You know what I mean? It's like
why am I never
at any rate?
Let my lover make me some tacos. Man, first date. Even if you were planning on killing me, make me some tacos. Kill me afterwards. I'm a full stomach.
Yeah. Just let me eat it first, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, you're gonna want to have to clean up the mess afterwards, not me.
Yeah, and I know that given the circumstances of the film and the writing, I wasn't supposed to sympathize with any of the characters involved because they're basically criminals. But I couldn't help it. Like I felt terrible for your character, and I'm not even exactly sure why.
Absolutely.
Yes.
When I was making my character, I was thinking Scary Movie, the guy that plays Shaggy in Scooby-Doo. I wanted to be like him mixed in with like a bunch of other comic relief characters. So like I wanted to blend just enough to where it would be like, maybe this criminal's doing it just so he can like get out of the slums or whatnot and get what he's doing. Because yeah, he's an artsy guy. He's doing whatever he wants, but like, in the same breath, yeah, he's a criminal. He needs to go. So I kind of wanted the audience to sort of pick up on what side they wanted to pick, like, oh, he's awful, kill him, or he's kind of funny. I wanted him to live. Maybe she'll let him go. I wanted the the audience to have that sort of tether line that they could walk on.
Yeah. And I think maybe, that I think about it more, perhaps it was the emotional response that your character had just moments before your ultimate capture, when you came upon your friend. You know what I mean? Not to say too much about it, because I want people to go and watch this movie. I mean, this is a perk for the fundraiser. So absolutely, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I really enjoyed performance, and I think that was fantastic, and I was really surprised that I found myself feeling bad for your character and hoping that something different was going to be the outcome.
Man, you and me both. Like, as soon as my character saw what happened, I think he knew what was up, and he wanted to do his best to like make sure at least one person got out of there without spoiling anything for people who haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say that group of people was very loosely based off of the Bonnie and Clyde gang. And so there are things that people relate to, like people love Bonnie and Clyde.
I see it. Yeah, definitely.
You seem to draw inspiration from everywhere.
I'm not surprised that you felt like a connection with him, or like you liked, you felt sympathy for him.
Yeah. And I was reading a little bit that that your idea for the 4 films was basically to try to film each one in a different style or a feel of a specific type of horror film. And I think that you were trying to go for like a misery or psycho, like if I'm using your words, type of feel for Alone. But I wasn't really sure about Masquerade. Were we going for like The Strangers, or what were you thinking?
Exactly.
Okay.
You nailed it. The Strangers was heavily an influence for Masquerade. We even used similar lighting techniques and color grading. We had that orange kind of tint to it. And then we just took The Strangers, set up this home invasion scenario situation, had these masks, and just flipped it on its head halfway through. So, but yeah.
And I'll be honest, the only thing about it that made me think that was the initial mask through the window that CJ was wearing. So I got vibes from that. And I was like, well, as soon as I read that you were trying to pay homage to some other feels of horror movies, that I was like, I wonder if that's what he was doing. Would you feel comfortable saying anything about what type of direction you're going to go with the following 2 films, as far as what type of feel you're going for?
Lonely Echoes is I haven't found a term for this subgenre of the horror genre, so I'm just calling it it's an investigative horror film. And what I mean by that is it's like Silence of the Lambs, or like The Bone Collector, where there's like an investigator, investigating some crimes, and it has horror elements to it.
Like Seven.
Like Seven, exactly like Seven, yeah. Or the first Saw, not the sequels, but the first Saw is very
I've seen a lot of prisoners as well.
Yeah. And so that's Lonely Echoes. It's like Seven meets Psycho. We have that investigative horror element, and we bring kind of some psycho elements from Psycho into it as well. That type of feel, because we're going back to some of the characters we saw in Alone. Specifically Patty is very much a factor in Lonely Echoes. So yeah, that Lonely Echoes is the investigative horror film.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed that Marilyn couldn't be here. I wanted to gush a little bit and talk to her about my favorite scene in Alone, which I may as well tell it to you.
Yeah, do it. I'm sure she'll watch it.
Favorite scene in that was when she got pulled over by the sheriff on that backcountry road. That was I mean, I bought it. That was such an amazing, just emotional dive into a story, about a loved one who disappeared, and which was complete fabrication and bullshit, but it was but it was done so well, and I wanted to just personally give her a hand for that, because I really love that scene. And beyond that, I also wanted to give a nod to the writing in that scene, because we had the same sheriff from the opening scene, and he had noticed 2 very glaring clues, and he even had a flashback to the first moment of the movie, and he kind of had an idea as to what was going on, and he just decided in that moment to ignore it. And to me, that was almost as horrifying as the situation that our characters were in. And that was beautiful. And I really loved that. And I think that anybody who's watching this, if you have not watched Alone, please go do that. I mean, it's free, for crying out loud.
Absolutely.
It's on fucking Tubi now.
It's on Tubi. Yeah. It's on just about every free platform that you can find right now.
Tubi, Eximo, and Plex.
Yeah.
Thank you
it's well worth your time. It only takes 30 minutes. Go watch the damn thing. All right.
She's gone now, but Bailey did the closed captioning for Alone, which made it possible for it to be on these streaming platforms. But she's gone now. But thank you, Bailey.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Bailey. So Masquerade, we are basically holding back on that because that is still something that we're using as a perk for people. And I wanted to make sure that I mentioned during this that you're still trying to fund Lonely Echoes, and that can be found on Indiegogo. Just look up Lonely Echoes. Now, this, of course, is round number 2.
Yes.
So you have the campaign open for the second time now in order to try to raise funds for that movie. Production is not going to start until you reach a certain level. Is that
That's
what
correct.
I understand?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Because you'd like to do the right thing by the wonderful people that are working with you and try to pay them.
All these people.
And yes, and I have I've supported that myself, and I would like to encourage other people to do that as well. And we're going to continue to share it on our Facebook page, and hopefully help make that happen, because I for one want to see it, and I think that you people need to be rewarded for what it is that you're doing. And yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we ain't
Who's
done
next?
yet. We ain't done yet, son. I
I
want to
know,
give
we're
kudos. I
not.
want to
Next.
give kudos to Sam, because she has the dubious honor of being in both of them so far, as Kat, as Kim. So explain, I guess, kind of like how hard was it, or how easy was it to transition between Kat and Kim?
Definitely 2 different roles. Luckily they're both kind of loners as far as being strong and independent women, but one is definitely more susceptible to manipulation than the other one. They had that togetherness as far as, I can't even explain it, as far as like I said, being strong. Kat has her strong, independent, she's going to survive mode, but she's also kind of manipulative and lonely in such a way that she's more vulnerable to manipulation. Kim, on the other hand, is not. She's very strong, but yet don't take no crap. She can see through it, being in that cop mentality. She's more susceptible to seeing BS than I think Kat was. But they both have a loneliness, and but I think they both have a desire to go above and beyond how they're perceived. But they're different, but they're kind of the same. It was a little difficult, but not so much that you just have to pretend, to be someone else. That's what acting is, I guess.
I think you did a great job on both. Like I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. I think you did a wonderful job, because if I'm being completely honest, I didn't know until after the fact that you played both characters. You show up briefly at the end of Masquerade, and I mean, I know you're playing a completely different character, but I thought it was a completely different person. So I don't know if it was wardrobe, or if it's just the way you carried yourself, you put on a different demeanor or something, but until I actually read it on paper, I didn't realize that it was you.
Well, that's good. I think that's good. Unless people really know, or unless they watch the series, it's better that they learn that watching the series and going, oh, hey, wow, that is 2 different characters, than it is for someone to say, hey, she's playing 2 different characters. And when someone knows ahead of time, sometimes they don't separate the 2. But if you just go into it watching both, that means you're doing something, good, that if you can make people think, hey, that is her twin sister, not her by any means. So thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. And it was those final scenes that were starting to tie things together for me, between Alone and Masquerade, and I thought it was just artfully done. I really liked how some of those things were pulled together. So
Yeah. I can't wait to do the next one.
We can't.
I can't wait for you to do it either. So let's see, Sierra and Tammy.
Yeah, I have some questions for them. I was going to suggest we talk to them next.
Well, then jump right in, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, go on.
I don't want to talk too much about the SFX side of it because we do have an interview planned with you next Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming right up around the corner, which I'm pretty stoked about. But between Alone and Masquerade, I know, did you help with both of those on the SFX?
I actually did not work on those. I worked with Voorhees, and then I'll be working on Lonely Echoes.
Gotcha. So I'm really excited to see your work on all that. I've seen some of your behind the scenes pictures, things like that. What can we kind of expect? Is it going to be more gore? Is it going to be a little more psychological? Is it just going to be a mashup in that department?
I'm assuming, they call me the Blood Queen, so I'm assuming there's going to be some blood involved somewhere. But I really don't know on that. Still waiting.
So how did you get started in the Sfx Field? Was it like just you decided it was something you wanted to try?
I've always been a big fan of horror movies, and I was fascinated to see how they did all of the effects. And so I just kind of started playing around, and then started working in haunted houses and then theater. I loved working in haunted houses. I did that for many, many years, but that's really kind of where I started, was in haunted houses. And
Sierra, are you following in Mom's footsteps? You're going to help with the SFX?
Not my thing.
So what is your thing?
Acting, doing the acting part.
Fantastic.
She can put the makeup on me, and then I'll portray the death.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how that is being daughter to a SFX artist. I mean, I'm sure you get covered with stuff. You put no. Wow. All right.
She tries to avoid it, but she did get drug into the haunted house world at a very young age.
Fair enough.
And so she's very good at being a creepy kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get that.
She's very creepy.
I have 4 kids that I drug into the haunt world with me, and the youngest was 5. So yeah, creepy kids are great.
They grew up on horror films, and I mean, they got to know the difference between reality and fantasy. So she'll tell you.
What's the difference?
She'll tell you I forced her to watch horror movies at a young age.
You did not say forced.
So Sierra, the beginning of this is a little bit of a blur to me. Did I hear that you had a role in was it Voorhees Night of the Beast?
Yes.
You played a character named Laura. Okay. What was that experience like? Was that fun for you?
It was so fun. It was great. It was my first real film role. Because it started in theater. I started theater when I was like six. And then slowly, I think 6 years ago, I started doing film stuff. And then she was like, hey, there's this director. He's like, he saw your picture and he's like, that'd be perfect. And so I really enjoyed it. It was just a really cool experience. And I really liked the character because I feel like I could actually relate to her because she's kind of like the loner, I guess, to put it in simple terms. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And
I look forward to seeing it. Absolutely. So, and then you served in another capacity as wardrobe?
Yes,
somewhere?
I will be doing wardrobe for Lonely Echoes. So the next.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that just because you're hanging out on set all the time, or is that because you legit want to jump in and lend a hand and be part of everything?
Well, little bit of both. I definitely wanted to be part of it, but obviously she's going to be there. And then Jason, he just asked if it would be something I was interested in. And I was like, yeah, because I've never really done anything quite like that. But I was like, you got to put yourself out there in different positions, and just get different experiences. And I was like, I'm there.
Yeah, I don't know if I quite understand the role of wardrobe. I mean, it's not just dressing people. So, I mean, are you just making sure that people look the same every time they go in front of the camera?
Yes, that is part of it, but also just trying to figure out as like the character, what would they wear? Like what is their style? Who are they as like a person? And I like we'll be getting in contact with like the actors and being like, what have you like developed for this character? Like, what do you think they would wear? And then I'll like compare my like visualization to what they're visualizing. And then we will create this realistic wardrobe for this character.
Well, that's way more interesting than what I was envisioning. So thank you very much. So,
and then we buy out Goodwill.
What's that?
I said, and then we buy out Goodwill.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
The reason I asked Sierra to take on that role, or if you'd be interested in it, is because pretty much on Voorhees, every actor was basically in charge of their own wardrobe, and I thought that what she picked out for herself was very was perfect and very fashionable. And I've seen her wear, just away from film, just in general and in person, just wear really fashionable stuff. And then when I was in the casting process for Laura, going through her Facebook and looking at pictures and stuff like that, I was just like, I think she's got a good fashion oriented mind. So.
And meanwhile, you're wearing one blue and one black sock, and you're like, I could really use somebody like you.
Right. I need some help over here. I need some help.
Like, look at this hat, right? I got some really baggy sweatpants on, and I'm wearing socks with my Crocs. So pretty much. But my socks
am I hogging all the time, Don? You want to jump
No, you're
in?
good. I'm just looking at everybody, making sure nobody's falling asleep, because I know Olivia's down there yawning. So I know it's kind of late. So
your time's coming. Your time's coming.
Don't worry. Yeah, I want to hit Dylan up, because I want to know about. I think Jason said you're the male lead in Voorhees. No, who is that?
Lonely Echoes.
Lonely Echoes. Sorry. Yeah. Can you get into any more of that, or?
That's up to Jason. I don't want to spoil anything. It's gonna be fun. Like you said, inspired by the aesthetic and like the genre of like Seven and Psycho. So there's some twists and turns there. Some investigative things happening, and some nice little tying of things together. I guess I could say that. I mean, things tie together. And
you can give a very brief, like, surface description of your character.
That's all I need.
Yep. So he's a dude.
So he's a guy.
I'm a small town cop, and like obviously there's some investigative things going on, and we know that Samantha's character is trying to figure out what happened to her sister. So that's probably as close as I can come, but it does set up the fourth film very nicely as well. It's kind of like when you're watching a TV series. I don't know if you guys were watching like Moon Knight or whatever. That's what I'm watching right now. But it's like the second to last episode where things just like really come together and kind of propel you into the end game of the series. And so that it's a really exciting piece of the puzzle that I'm really happy to be a part of.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to the whole saga, man. We really are. So I just hope Captain Rogers over there, hope he gets more involvement, because his character at the end was badass, man. Just walks up, is like, you can go, case is closed. Like, man, just put her in handcuffs, man. You know damn well she ain't going to Paris.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed your character, and I hope you play a bigger part in these next two because you deserve it.
I'm not Captain Rogers. I'm
Mr. Aaron Palmer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I asked Jason. I said, "Man, you need to write me in, man. You need to write me in some more." So
yeah, no
he's
doubt.
doing what he can.
Like just walked up. I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And he's just like, "Yeah, this case is closed." I'm like, "Damn, that dude's awesome." Like he didn't even have like 10 lines. I'm like, "Yeah, he's badass."
I loved it, man. I love the part. It's good.
It's awesome. Just trying to kind of get everybody, before we go to the main attraction, which we know where that is. So, Amy Lynn, how are you? She's on mute. You're on mute. Okay. So, how are you involved in all this, and how have you enjoyed your time with Jason? It's been a fun ride.
Oh, dude, anytime my coach needs me for anything, all he's got to do is give me a call. I'm there.
That's awesome. So which ones are you involved in with him? Miss Anderson.
Mrs. Anderson in
Masquerade.
Alone, script supervisor in Masquerade, and I was also script supervisor in Voorhees, and I'm reprising my role as Mrs. Anderson in Lonely Echoes.
Awesome. Now I do got a question about Alone. And I want to know if this is kind of a homage to Poltergeist at the very end when, she gets in the car with Patty and she goes, "They're here." And I was like, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Carol Ann. So nice homage there for Poltergeist.
Yeah. When I first saw Liliana, the actress who plays that girl, her hair was cut exactly like Carol Ann's. And it was just like I was like, holy crap, she looks exactly like Carol Ann. She's a little bit more grown now, and it's kind of gone away a little bit, but a couple years ago it was a dead ringer. So yeah, that was 100% intentional.
That was like, wow, that's kind of creepy. So kudos to you for finding somebody look just like her. All right, Jamie, you go ahead because we've taken up a little bit. So you go ahead and ask somebody.
Okay, who else is on? Who have we not talked to?
We got McLean and we got Will.
You got Will, and you've got Olivia.
You know what? Let's talk to Will.
CJ comes back in.
Of course, CJ's not going nowhere. Look at that smile. Yeah, let's talk to Will. So, in what capacity have you been helping on what movies, so we know where we're at with you, and so everybody else out there knows where we're at with you?
So I'm the lead male actor, or I guess one of them, in Voorhees Night of the Beast, and then I am an unknown character in Lonely Echoes and Unmasked.
Fantastic. So, well, we can't really talk much about Voorhees Night of the Beast because it's not released yet. Right. But was that your first film? We'll kind of branch out and talk about, you.
Yeah, no, I've been doing films kind of on my own since I was 15. And then whenever I went to college, I majored in film. And so then once I got there, I was kind of just able to communicate and talk more and meet more people. And I had an actor in one of my films named Buddy Campbell, who's a friend of all of ours. And he recommended me to Jason. And then the next thing I know, we were doing a movie for Buddy on crew, just for sound and helping out. And then me and my roommate who did sound ended up in Voorhees Night of the Beast as some of the teenagers. And I like to think I have some range when it comes to acting. So I'll be playing something very different than my character Mark in Voorhees than what I will be in the next Alone movies.
So is horror your favorite genre?
Horror is the genre that I think has the most potential. Like whenever there's a really great horror movie, it's a bit unlike anything else, but it's really hard to come by. So when somebody gets it right, it'll really stick with you. And Jason does a lot right. So this is a great family kind of a cast and crew, and we make great things. So I just really enjoy it.
Yeah,
we agree.
I agree. With horror, there's just about limitless possibilities. I mean, you can do just about anything with that. I mean, you can mix any genre with it, and somehow spin a story that's interesting and fun. And it's like some of my favorite movies, are not just horror themed. They're sci-fi and action and things like that. I think it's a genre that lends to great depth. And how'd you link up with this crew?
Buddy Campbell. Yeah. And yeah, he's the glue of us all, baby. That's the truth. But I guess if you don't know him, it's not funny, but he's great. So he was actually in Voorhees, and he played one of the rednecks, I think. And he's just a great presence. And I had him on a Batman fan film I did about a year or two ago, and he played Mayor Haiti, who's a bit of an unknown character in the DC comics, and he was so great. And then gave me his business card, and it was just smooth sailing from there. And so then he introduced me to Jason, and yep, we're together.
And the networking
Hey,
continues.
if you guys get a chance, you guys need to check out Will's Batman movie. It's really, he plays the Joker. And honestly, Buddy did recommend Will to me, and it was his performance as the Joker that really propelled me to reach out to him and offer him the role.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Where can we find your Batman movie? What's the easiest way to do it?
It's also on YouTube. It's called Batman Under the Red Hood, full feature-length fan film. Yeah, and it's the channel's name is DW Productions. But thank you for the shout out. I appreciate it. I always find a way to accidentally, shamelessly plug it. So I'll quit that.
Hey,
going on a page.
Plug away, plug away on our pages in the groups.
Alone, baby. That's what's next. Batman's done for now. But I'm excited for Lonely Echoes and Unmasked.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we passed over Dylan too fast. Dylan, how did you get joined up with this group? What was your experience like coming in, since I'm not allowed to talk about your role in Lonely Echoes?
I'm trying to remember. I definitely know Buddy and them, and I've worked with Buddy since 2016 on and off. Jason, I think that's what it was. I'd seen him around on Facebook, because there's kind of like this little film community on Facebook. Sorry, the cat is trying to tear up a box. I don't know if you heard that, but anyways, yeah. So if I see somebody that I like what they're doing, and I'm interested in their spark or their work ethic, or just the quality of work they're doing, then I'll try to connect with them in some way. And I noticed that he was bringing alone for a showing in Rogers up here in Northwest Arkansas, where I live, because they're all down there. Well, he's in Fort Smith, which is kind of more towards me. But anyways, I went and met him and watched the movie, and liked where he was going and everything. And we just kind of connected from there. And we also worked on a Fort Smith docuseries. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Jason,
Western District.
The Western District. Yeah, that was a fun one. Then Mama Lou's Bridge was a nice surprise. He just called me up. It was like, hey, you want to try this thing? And hopefully we got some more stuff cooking with that character. But we'll see where that goes. But yeah.
In Streaming Sarah.
Yeah, Streaming Sarah. Yeah, he was the director for that. I was one of the male leads for that. Yeah, that was that was a fun experience. It was down in Hot Springs, which is a couple hours for me. And one morning I was like driving my car, and it had just rained, and I hit a little slick spot and totaled my car out. And good old buddy, he was like, "Where you at? What do you need?" And he was on set, and they were like still like 45 minutes away. And he just hopped in his truck, came and got me, and did my scenes and figured out my car situation later.
Yeah. You're like, car's wrecked, but I still got to go to work. So,
yeah. There was
what a trooper
like
you are, man.
Visor, but they makeup covered it up really well.
Oh, yeah,
Thank goodness you were okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. So, Amy Lynn, I apologize. I made a mistake and I said the wrong movie name. I knew you were at the end of Alone. So you were one of the parents in the final scene. Is that what I understand to be?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So you're gonna come back in Lonely Echoes?
Yep.
Yeah. I know you probably can't say very much about it.
No, I can't say anything at all.
His wheels are turning. His wheels are turning.
At all. I can't.
Yeah.
We're all going to be in
so-
chat tonight, the three of us trying to figure it out. We're going to be like, what is he going to do with this? This
Screw
is
that. I'm just gonna go right to
awesome.
Jason and just pay him and be like, "Yo, just tell me what's going on, man." Do a watch along for that one too.
Hey, I have producer perks for $1,000. You could be on the producer team. You'll pick up the script and everything.
I think I get paid. I think I get paid tomorrow.
I want.
I get paid tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I respect that. So, but you will have a larger role moving into Lonely Echoes. Okay. I'll make some predictions about that. You're going to be hysterical, and maybe angry.
She ain't gonna tell you.
Mm-mm.
Not gonna
No
happen.
telling.
Okay. All right.
How this goes.
Wait, I do want to say something about her script supervising position. I feel
Yes.
like no one realizes how incredibly hard it is. But outside of AD, I think the script supervisor keeps production together. So not only are they, there for lines and really talking to make sure that we're covering everything within that scene, but continuity. She's literally always on monitor. That's a friend to have. If you have a flyaway hair or you're looking crazy or whatever, she's always going to tell you. She's always going to get pictures of you. She's always going to make sure that you're in the right wardrobe. It's like a watchful eye over everything. And I feel like just with the name of script supervisor, no one would even know, but she's amazing. So
No, you're right, and I thank you for bringing that up. That's that is a very important job. How difficult is that? I mean, like maintaining script continuity is got to be like a really precision, like attention to detail type job.
Especially in Masquerade, a lot of it was ad-libbing. She had to match me ad-libbing, but sorry, keep going.
I was just going to say, you got to have that faithful binder.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever go to set without it. Some people use their tablets. Nah, I got one of those big 3-inch binders with everything in it.
Now, are you also doing video reference? Are you like looking at dailies or something like that, and trying to match things up that way also?
I've done that some, yeah. Jason's usually pretty good on him, and Charlie are really good on top of that. It's just like when we're watching a monitor and I see something, hey, that wasn't like that yesterday. Put it back. That's where I come in.
That's fantastic. I'll keep my eye on you.
That's not a good
attention
thing.
to detail. It is a good thing. No, we need people who do that. Scrutinize everything.
She got a shout out
because it turned out really well. I mean, yeah.
She got a shout out on J-Man's Cave when we were doing the watch along. Your name got brought up a lot, Amy Lynn. So they definitely think highly of you for sure.
Cool.
All right, Jamie, you're up next.
Again?
Yeah, again.
No, actually, I was going to thank Amy Lynn for her script supervisor position too. I've worked sets. It's ridiculous crazy, and you guys definitely don't get the credit you deserve. Like Olivia said, the title doesn't say much, but to know that you guys do all that continuity, you make sure what goes out the door is the best you can do. So I thank you for that, because I'm a stickler for that. And in Masquerade, I didn't see anything that really stuck out to me like that.
Oh yeah, I
So,
absolutely love doing it, you know.
so I'm going to ask you, what was one of the things, I mean, was there anything really big that you yourself caught and you were like, whoa, stop. There's got to be a funny story there somewhere. There always is.
Well, Masquerade is actually filmed at my next door neighbor's, my best friend's house. So I knew exactly where because I'm always there. So I knew exactly, okay, this is the way this is supposed to be. So if something got bumped just the least little bit, I was like, no, that towel was hung right there yesterday. It's got to be hung there today. You know, that shelf was, you know, just to keep it. I knew the house, so I think that helped. But yeah, just knowing and paying attention. And I was taking pictures. I have like a digital camera, and I was taking pictures with my cell phone in between each takes, you know, constant pictures of like even just the makeup, the hair, like Olivia said, the hair, everything, like, you know, because you can't, it looks awkward if you go into the bruise, like, because you start filming and then the bruise is like so dark, and then you pick that scene up the next day and it's not the same shade. So it's just being very on top of everything. And I have a blast doing it. I mean, I have a blast doing it.
Well, we appreciate you doing it.
Thank you.
I could second that too. Like, I don't think anybody in this call, you know, of course, minus us, I don't think anybody gets the credit they deserve. I mean, what you guys have brought to the table with just, you know, these two movies that everybody's seen has been ridiculous. I mean, it has been something that, I mean, I've watched Masquerade 3 times, you know, since we've done this. I watched Alone the other morning. So, I mean, it's something that I enjoy, and I can tell you I've tried to get behind it and push it on our group and our page. So, nobody in this call gets the recognition that they do deserve, because it's a shit ton more than what you guys do get. So, kudos to every one of you all, because you're something special, that's for sure.
Thank you, Don. Very appreciated.
Well, we're not. One more thing, though. Olivia's asked, you're not getting away without answering anything, because we got a little bit more to go. But let's go with McLean first.
Pull McLean into this.
Oh yeah, McLean's getting pulled in now.
Yeah.
Ask away.
Jason used the words workhorse with regard to you, and I would say that means that you take on quite a bit of the heavy lifting behind the scenes, and I would very much like it if you could kind of walk me through like some of the things that you're responsible for and the things that you're passionate about when it comes to being on set.
I guess, well, mainly when it's been working with Jason these last couple of films, it's starting with Alone. It was mainly learning where everything was in the truck for equipment, bringing all that out, setting that up, getting it where it needs to be, and then getting it packed away and then back in the truck. So then we can then get it out for the next scene, whether that's, 30 minutes from now or the next location down the road, or, 5 hours when the call is the next morning, because we may have gone a little bit longer than we thought we did, but it's fine. This is what we do. Yeah, and then whatever else kind of pops up, from figuring out how to gaff tape shirts to muffle ceiling speaker systems, to just all sorts of weird things that pop up on indie films that you don't get a chance to do on big productions where you have 100 people teams and pre-planned everything. So the fun stuff.
So you describe yourself as a problem solver?
Yes, let's go with that.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Very much, yes.
It's good to have somebody like that around.
Yeah. MacGyver of the movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. T-shirts and duct tape, man. That sounds pretty dangerous to me. So
the photos are great, though.
Yeah, McLean's the master of all, baby.
So you pulling late nights and early mornings? Is that the type of deal? Just trying to pull things together and hauling everything to where it needs to go and getting it out and set up so they can just start shooting?
Yep. Yeah. It's fun. It's very much like, you get to be there and you're running around when you have the system down, you're running around for like 15 minutes, everything's set up, and now you get to sit there and go, all right, cool. What actors are we waiting on? What are they doing? Oh, makeup? All right. I guess we'll be here for an hour. Bring a deck of cards. Okay.
I feel like this is exactly how it goes in his head too.
First to arrive, last to leave, huh?
That's break
I
time.
also work in theater, so that's my life as well in theater. The guy who's opening up the theater for the actors to come in, the crew to come in, set up box office, way through the entire show. When everyone cleans up the end of the night, I get to lock up. So it's a mentality that I know.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Every crew needs somebody like
Okay,
you.
do y'all feel his loving energy though? Like on Voorhees, he even was like, for us as an actor, we were in Kentucky and we carpooled, so I didn't have a car, and he would like help us get to set or go to Walmart, or like he's amazing in every way, honestly.
I get strong teddy bear vibes, so I think I get what you're saying. Like he's a giver and a caring person, and I could tell that. And I love your shirt.
And the
by the way.
Hawaiian
That's
shirt,
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
I was gonna throw
Don's
up
been
the shirt.
eyeballing that shirt the
Quite
whole
about the teddy
time. I
bear
don't know if you
thing. I do
noticed.
have a
Don is a
reputation.
shirt guy.
And
What?
Clearly,
I do have a reputation around theater people. I'm mean and uncaring and very blunt. Don't let it get out that I might actually be a nice person. That's
Oh man,
we got to edit that out now, Clint. Shit.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
have
let
to
the cat
cut
out of the
it.
bag. Yeah, forget everything I said. This guy's an asshole.
Yeah, we're
exactly.
you guys are a real
I
dickhead.
take
God.
puppies, I still
He doesn't help
manufacture-
anyone.
Fantastic. It's beautiful. I'm glad you're here, man.
Absolutely.
So you've been here the whole time. So like through Alone and into Masquerade, and you're going to be on the next two films, right?
Yeah.
Were you in Voorhees? Yes. You were there?
I was, yes. I was scripting and assistant cameraing and set photographing, and I think at one point I was wearing a gorilla suit, but that's a blurred memory. May or may not have happened.
That would be the highlight for me, man.
I feel like we have to set him up on a
the
future
gorilla
interview
suit.
by himself.
Yeah, he needs his own interview, I think.
Charlie, who was our camera guy, and Lon, who was our sound guy, and some of the other behind the crews. If you really want the stories, not this, not all this actor fluff, the actual stories of how it's made, just get the tech guys. Much more fun.
Another show
I
idea.
can imagine that, man. I really can.
True stories, none from the camera.
That could be another show idea, like by itself, standalone, like the tech guys.
Yes, you guys should have a show like that. Those guys don't get enough credit at all.
All right, Jason, will you bring your ass over here to Amityville and you can host that show? Because I don't know how much more I can fucking do. We already got 3 shows.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if we can try, we can throw it in there and see what happens. I mean, I could be like McLean and just be the workhorse. We can share each other's Hawaiian shirts.
Right?
I got nothing but Hawaiian shirts and time.
My bad.
I love you, Jason. Love you, Jason.
That sounds awesome. I want to hear more about that gorilla suit.
I do.
No, we can't talk about the gorilla suit. It's a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crap.
Hush. Yeah.
I tried to get Charlie on tonight, but he had other engagements. But he said he'd like to get on one of these in the future. So definitely want to get him on because a lot of the stuff that is on set, man. Masquerade is shot gorgeously. I mean, it is the lighting, everything is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely,
and I'd like to highlight that I mean these aren't just indie films that are on lower budget. These are on micro budgets. I mean, if I understand the figures that I was looking at, you basically made Alone for about $1,500, and Masquerade for about $4,000. I mean, that's nothing. And so you're basically got people volunteering time. You're scrounging up things that you can use to put a film together. You've got you've got basically actors and assistants behind the scenes who aren't getting paid, and that's it's beautiful to me that you're making this for the sheer love of it, and it's a passion project for you. That is very clear, and the fact that you're giving it so much is really impressive to me, and I like that a lot, and I'm very quickly becoming a fan of what you've got going on. I mean,
No doubt.
I'd like to touch on something like one of the
Yes.
most touching things in my entire life that has ever happened to me. I'm probably going to tear up here, but is, 25 to 30 people packing up and driving across country without getting paid to Kentucky to shoot Voorhees, Night of the Beast. 85% of that cast and crew was from Arkansas. We went to Kentucky because we had a contact there that really helped us out with locations. And man, I can't, every time I think about it, it really chokes me up. Just all these people given a week of their time and they're putting their lives on hold for an entire week. Oh yeah, we did pay for Voorhees. I'm sorry, but still, we didn't pay much.
Yeah.
But it was just very touching to me that they were willing to do that for my story and my vision. So, and
we love you,
Coach.
Coach.
Touched on that a little bit. So.
I damn near teared up with you. Knock it off.
No kidding.
So, but in all seriousness, I've seen some films that were also considered to be low budget that were done with over $100,000, and I have to tell you that I didn't see a huge difference in the quality, and I think that's a real testament to what you guys are doing, and I think that's amazing that you can do so much with so little, and I love that a lot. So, all right, I'll quit kissing your ass. So,
damn.
What do you say? Should we bring Olivia into this?
Yeah, let's end this.
do it.
Let's end it with a bang.
Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I'm never ready.
Oh yeah, Clint's I guess never
right up
is.
until the last moment. I'm completely unprepared. So
You didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck, Clint?
You
God,
knew it. You did.
Sheesh.
I'm
We haven't
saying
done
I
it.
can tell, yeah.
We haven't done this before.
Yeah, no. Hold on,
where
real
did you
quick.
come
I
from?
want to hold on. Wait 1 second. We've been talking a lot about Voorhees. You are James Stokes' doppelganger. Do you guys see it? Unmic and
Who,
let me
me?
know if you see it.
Yo,
Yeah.
I see it. Bruh. A couple
Damn,
of
Clint.
push-ups.
Hey, I cannot believe you just did that, by the way.
You are.
I
James
think
Stokes
CJ is
amazing.
mind blown.
DJ says
Yeah.
a couple of push-ups and you're
He's
Yeah.
mind blown.
Yeah, James Stokes
Where
is.
is he at?
He
Yeah,
is Jason, isn't he?
He's Jason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Jason.
Mhm.
So after this, go and look him up because that's your twin, man. Y'all could play together.
I've seen his picture, but I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and look again because
Yeah. Well, he's a gray-haired version of you. But anyway, I live in Arkansas.
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
Let's bring it back to me now.
Damn, dude,
Okay.
it's pretty
You
close.
see it?
He
see
might be a little bigger than me.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
But a
see
few
it, though.
push-ups.
Oh yeah, there
A
you
few
go.
push-ups, yeah. If you wanted to like venture into gray, or he wanted to act, dye his hair, y'all probably share some blood.
He's a beautiful movie
Could
star.
be.
so
Y'all
that
are
could be
cousins.
on that.
Yeah.
So
Do you know
you're beautiful,
your
Clint.
parents?
Do I know my
Y'all
parents?
could share. Yeah, y'all could share.
We're
like
pretty
a dad
close,
or a mom
yeah.
or something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, my name's Olivia Disney. Hi, I'm from.
Oh my God! Please don't start out like that. Jeez. Formalities are not necessary.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what do you want to know? What's up?
Damn, she said, "What you want to know? What's up?"
What's up? What's up, then? What's
So-
up? With
Who
it?
did you draw your inspiration from?
That's easy. I can answer that one. She doesn't have to. That's
Answer
baby.
it.
That's baby from House of a Thousand Corpses. And the Joker.
I love you. I love you. Did you get that impression, or did you hear me say it?
Nope. I knew it automatically.
You're
The
my
whole-
favorite.
The whole laughing and everything.
I got the
will
baby
give you
vibes,
credit
yeah.
at least your laugh isn't as annoying as fucking Sherry Moon zombies. I'll give you that.
I agree.
Yeah, that was the one. That's the one thing that I wasn't into, but I've always loved her so much. I think she's the cutest little psycho ever.
She is.
And I wanted to take that and kind of run with it and form my own version of someone who just doesn't have boundaries and want it to just like, I mean, she has intentions and, you know, she's motivated by a specific cause, which is to see people and that desperation to understand and to see people for who they really are, which is commendable, I might add. But I really wanted to find a way to make her likable or attractive in a way, or like I wanted some part of her to be a little bit youthful and playful and cute, because she's about to do some serious shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, you knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, no kidding. No
Thank
kidding.
you.
And I like at the end too, with when you take your mask off and your makeup gets smeared, that's just that was like the Joker right there. And that was like Heath Ledger's Joker, you know, with the whole messed up lipstick, messed up, you know, mascara and eyeliner. It was like, man, this.
So Josh Odom was the makeup artist, and he also had some help, an assistant, but he planned out these progressions. Like he was very much methodical in where we wanted things to go right. The first time her makeup starts smearing is when you start to see who she is, and that's when Clint is in the kitchen and he's about to die. So when she turns, you'll notice a slight smudge in the eye, whereas before it was absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The lipstick smudge that like represented Joker a little bit, that actually happened naturally under the mask and we ran with it. So it wasn't that dramatic in our like plans, but it played really well. Like I had no idea that it looked like that. So when I saw that scene, I also resonated. I was like, that's how I felt. And that's what you see. So that was amazing to feel as someone watching it.
Absolutely. Definitely.
We planned the lipstick smear.
Yeah, but it wasn't that dramatic.
Well, we remember I said it wasn't enough, and I did it more on your face. I was like,
for the mask off during the torture.
Yeah, during the torture scene when the mask came off.
I thought that there was something that we just went with. I don't know. Well, anyway, Jason's amazing, and he planned every second of it.
Good recovery.
Yeah. Jason planned that. So there we go.
I know one thing you didn't plan for, that the skills of that cheese grater. You fucking mangled that piece of cheese.
So I have never used a cheese grater like that. The cheese, okay, first off, the cheese was a little soft, okay? It's been sitting out for a while.
That fucker came off in chunks like that. It was not soft. It was flying all over the place.
No, but it was like, it wasn't I learned this last week that I was using the wrong side, but who the fuck knows what side to use? Like my cheese is already grated.
Shredded,
I get great value shredded cheese out of a bag. What the fuck ever. I made tacos.
I mean,
okay?
she the lettuce got butchered. I saw that near the end. That got fucking she was good. She was good. And then the last part, she was like, I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, she's going in like V mode now. She's gonna fucking slice it up. Tomatoes were perfect. I was getting
into it. Weren't they? I was proud of myself.
Tomatoes were fucking perfect.
Yeah, they were. I'm sure I came close to chopping a finger off. Did I, Jason? I feel like I was a little close, but I was kind of getting into it. Like Sylvia liked the knife. I don't know. I was in character. I don't know what happens after that. Once I step on set.
Definitely left the knife. Yes.
Yeah.
As a viewer, I was like, damn, she is fucking getting that tomato, and then the cheese. I'm like, well, she doesn't ruin that. So, but no.
Big Dexter vibes right there too.
Extra vibes.
Yeah, that was an inspiration.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, making the choice to be playful and cute, I think worked very well, because I think it went well with the character too, because you were supposed to be someone who lived behind a mask, flew under the radar, someone who was, higher profile, and you may make your living with your looks. So, I mean, like you played a model type character, and doing that and having that come off, I mean, would have been a great way to manipulate other characters, because I mean, I could tell you Captain Rogers over here was completely taken in by you. At
We
the end
love
of the film.
Captain
I mean,
Rogers.
Captain Rogers is the shit. I
he's
love
like,
Captain
Yes.
Rogers.
It's
I
like,
do too.
I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate it.
I
That's
do.
all. That's all. And that's all law enforcement experience. I went out there as a police officer, so
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
I seen right through Olivia. I
Save
seen
the
through you.
day.
Just love that character. I really do.
No.
Hey, but speaking on that, isn't it amazing just what, like you mentioned earlier, it was like 10 lines, but you felt his presence.
Mhm.
That's so fun to really like to dig apart. And you mentioned that to CJ too, like to feel
Yeah.
bad for someone who's robbing houses. Like this is this creation, and what every person brought into it was so fun. And the dynamics were amazing. Like Kenneth, he like stole the show as soon as he started really singing. That was my favorite kill because of how beautiful it began. Well, I don't know if it was my favorite. No, it was my favorite.
I know it's Jason's favorite because it was inspired from Prince of Darkness, which we were talking about. So I keep an eye out on these watch alongs. Don't worry, I listen.
You.
I listen.
I'm so impressed.
He did his homework.
I try, man. I try. Like I said, I get to watch the movie again. Count me in.
We appreciate that so much because we've had some interviews that are like, yeah, so what you do?
Yeah,
I saw you got a film.
Make
I make films.
If anybody starts an interview like that, I'll be like, well, I got tacos to make. Bye.
I got wine to drink.
Right.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. There were zero characters that I saw on screen that I was able to ignore. Everybody had something, wonderful to contribute to this, and there was no performance that went unnoticed. And I that is so great with a cast that small and close knit. It really just seemed like everybody worked really well together, and it's beautiful. I mean, I liked Alone. I loved Masquerade.
Yeah.
So I'm very hopeful for Lonely Echoes, and I really hope that you guys can continue to work this well together and bring the magic, because it really feels like that's what that is.
Definitely a beautiful film family.
Yeah.
You
I hate
guys
them
are
all
bringing
now.
the magic. You hate them all now? Why?
What do you
Just kidding.
mean?
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
That
no,
was it.
that was a joke.
I personally think she killed that role, like literally.
Ha ha ha.
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
I still love you, Cindy. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, the
I'm
court
sorry, Olivia. I'll be
was
quiet.
a great scene, just hands down, and being there in person and seeing, the pacing around CJ and Bailey tied up, and just her interactions with them it's a great scene. Terrifying in person. That you guys are only watching it. You don't shit.
Damn it.
This may not be acting. Thank God that's a prop knife.
You're not lying.
I'm
Real
glad I had a
talk,
prop
though.
knife too.
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
CJ's very glad that was a prop knife.
I'm still
Well,
scared of
like-
Olivia if she gives me like a certain stare. Like if she looks at me a funny way, I instantly turn into like a punk, and I'm done. I will.
Bailey's
be
kind of
quiet.
weird with me too. She's just like, I don't know. I could tell she's not there with me yet. Like back to normal. But
You cut her
There
fucking
was-
face off almost. I wouldn't be either.
But I think what McLean was like, he was cutting in and out for me, but like there was, when I think back on it, there was I think we all just like completely let ourselves go in those characters. And so in that scene, to be in a torture scene for 8 hours and to be given the freedom to use your character and display a message and get what you need out of the scene, you go somewhere that's not like, you're not able to like, I don't know what's happening. Like I saw the scene afterwards and I was just like, I don't remember like the way that I was moving. That wasn't intentional. Me messing with CJ or covering Bailey's mouth or slapping a wound and saying, oops. Like those are like little things that I'm just like, what? It's completely different. But I didn't know any of that was happening at the time. So So yeah, I noticed even on set, like people weren't really, which I appreciate it. I always appreciate it if crew is just like respecting the actors in that way. But like they were just like, let's not talk to Olivia, even though we're on break. Let's not make eye contact. I don't think, not like in that way, but it was just like there was a vibe. There was a vibe on set. But
you said it was hard to get out of it.
Masterpiece. Yeah. I mean, 8 hours of torturing someone. And it's not like you are, this is a simulation. So just as VR can feel real to you, we've all experienced that now. Like now everyone has been in an Oculus. When you're so within that character, you're using prop knives, you're seeing blood from the wounds, you're hearing screams. CJ and Bailey were so amazing at reacting at any time they were touched. It starts to feel more real. So obviously, you have a sense of reality, and, you stay grounded and you understand that like, this is just, a character that you're portraying, and this is just what we're doing. But afterwards you're overstimulated. There is a fight or flight that just is naturally triggered after doing those things for so long. So yeah, I was Van Buren to Cabot. That's like 2.5, 3 hours. Rode in silence and didn't even realize it.
While we're on this interview thingy, and it's just me and the only person that was tied up because I don't see Bailey on here. Can I ask, why were we still tied up for like a certain time after we were called cut? Was that like something Olivia asked you guys?
No,
or
it's because you didn't get out of those chairs. That's what
Bailey
it was.
didn't want to.
I was waiting for McClain. I was waiting for it.
We got to schedule him.
King shaming here. We're not going to do that.
McClain's getting scheduled for an interview. He's got shit we have got to hear
I
about.
want to hear some stories.
I was in the chair.
Oh man.
Triggered.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
McClain.
Yeah, so McClain, I don't know if you guys knew this, McClain made them stay in those chairs the whole time. He was just like, I'm not retying it.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I mean, he does enough as it is, tying knots. Fuck that.
Yeah, he's like, fuck,
Right.
I'm not gonna do this again.
I believe the safe word was cucumber or something like
See
that.
cucumber,
Point for
see
Don,
cucumber.
point for Olivia.
McClain even brought the coat rack we use.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be
No. Every time that we were filming, I would have to drive that coat rack from the place where I was staying in Fayetteville to set, and then which means I would have to tell my roommate, I was like, "Listen, I'm taking the coat rack. We got to get everything off of it, so I can get it to set."
Oh Jesus! So we put shit on it, take it off, and then take it to set. Wow, that's just wow. God.
That is dedicated.
Yeah, I take back. I mean, I think McClain might be the MVP. He might be. You don't make a man put jackets and shit on the coat rack. They make him take it off, bring the set. Take your ass to Goodwill or Salvation Army, get a coat rack.
Micro budget.
Sorry, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Goodwill's too expensive.
True.
True.
So I just wanted to bring up one more thing before we kind of try to wrap it up. But so I understand that sometimes with time constraints and budget restrictions, sometimes you don't have the ability to film everything that you wanted to film. And I seem to recall from when we sat on the stream last week that that there was some exposition in the film, like the cleaning up of the killer, the removal of like wax finger coverings and things like that, trying to explain the steps of which you were going to get away with it, that you just didn't have time to do that.
Yeah.
And then there was a final scene. Was that kind of like an impromptu thing?
It was. So there was a whole sequence, like a montage type of sequence where the character Sylvia, we see her move the car, and just set things up so that it's obvious to any investigators the story of what she wanted them to think happened. and like she peels these wax like candle wax on her fingers. So an explanation of why she didn't leave any fingerprints or anything like that. But we ran out of time, largely due to the neighbors next door blasting music, and just to be a-holes. But yeah, we ran out of time, and
dark partiers.
He said a-holes. He said a-holes on our show. No one's ever said a-holes on our show.
That felt weird.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm very.
I mean, that was pretty timid, dude.
yeah, I was like, so that's the first time someone said a-holes and didn't blast it out. But I understand. I get it.
Are you
I get it,
the
Lizzie.
inspiration for Bailey?
I get it, Lizzie.
She just doesn't curse.
Actually, okay, that's a whole nother story. There's a little bit of each actual person in these characters. Like Kenneth is actually a singer, and he was on American Idol.
Saw that.
Yeah. Bailey, when I asked her to be in this, one of her requirements was I don't want to cuss, because we all worked on a film, or a lot of us worked on a film but earlier, where she was basically forced to say some words that she did not appreciate saying. And so one of her requirements is like, just don't make me cuss. And I was like, okay. So I just wrote it into the character. And she did say the one word at the end. I asked her if it'd be fine doing that, and she agreed to that. So like, there's a little payoff to it at the end. CJ, I mean, you guys have been with him now for almost 2 hours. He is our class clown, if you will. And so the clown mask, we love CJ. So yeah, there's a little bit of each of their real personalities written into these characters.
Olivia's really a psycho.
No, I don't.
Getting that impression.
But the part of Sylvia that I think that I wrote into, that is from you, is your goal to basically be an actress, right? Like Sylvia is a supermodel and also does films and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of you in her.
Oh, I know.
She's like, oh, I know.
Well, now I feel like an a-hole.
But there was an interaction that genuinely happened that went into Lizzie's scene, where we were on our first set together, Jason and I, and I cuss like a sailor. And he was just like, I've never seen a lady talk like that. And so we kind of use that a little bit as, I mean, it is an inside joke, but also it was very true for Sylvia as well.
Well, it's right there at the dinner table scene with Clinton. Like, oh, so even when you guys were, and then well, just rip
the Band-Aid off.
End at that charade real quick.
Yeah. But that could have been a sense of flirting. Like, she could have just been really like aggressively flirting, depending on how you view it.
I think that's a good thing about your characters. If you come in here without knowing anything and just watch it willy-nilly, I mean, you don't know what to make of your character, whether you're a psychopath, whether you're
happy.
Yeah. So that's
a because
good
we
thing.
are worried. As a short, we only have a certain amount of time, but then we didn't know if it came away too quick, because our idea was that she would be viewed as a damsel in distress, seeing that mask behind her, and so that was our hope. But then after playing it back, we were like, oh, she's really aggressive and kind of in control in the dinner scene. But luckily, we've been getting the feedback that you don't know what's happening, so that's cool.
No.
Yeah, we really were, when we watched the rough cut, we really were worried that that she didn't come off as a damsel in distress like we wanted her to at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a rough cut. There's a rough cut. Where else that at?
Well,
I don't see that
on my hard drive.
Yes, I don't see that. I bet it ain't that much different. Can't be.
Yeah,
perfect. Film's damn near perfect.
Little things here and there that we changed and tweaked. But your original question, that mid-credit scene was not in the original script. It was not scripted because we couldn't get to that montage sequence I had to come up with some way to kind of halfway explain that she set the scene up for the cops. And so that was what we came up with. And I wrote it out, or it wasn't like word for word. It was just like a summary of what I wanted Olivia to say. And we actually filmed that, let's see, probably about six to 8 months after we filmed everything else. And
that was so stressful. I had this conversation with Jason. I felt like it was just one looming over me, because the original request was like, hey, just send me in a video from your cell phone of you doing this video entry, as we mentioned in that torture scene. But think of it like this, like I'm having to step back into Sylvia completely by myself. There's no environment or that feel that I kind of talked about earlier. And it made me a little nervous. It made me nervous because I do feel closely with her. But it was like, step back in, get completely in, explain, go and revisit what happened, explain it, and then check back out and send me the video. So there was a lot of pressure and a lot of like hesitation on my end, but we were able to all get together after Voorhees, because we had to do some pickup shots with everyone. And just them there and me having like, hey, you're good, check into Sylvia, and we're here to tap you back out right afterwards, was really helpful, and it did come out okay.
Yeah,
okay. It's one of my favorite parts in the film, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna round it out like that. I mean, I almost didn't need that extra scene that you didn't have time to shoot. I mean, it was almost like a happy accident. And if you hadn't told me that you just didn't have time for that to happen, I would have thought this was completely intentional, and I would have told you it was perfect. It was exactly what you needed
I
to
thought
have.
it was completely deliberate. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So hey, it worked out anyway. And
it also gave me a lot of ideas for things to do later on in the series. So when somebody sits down and watches all 4 of these, when they get done, it will seem like it was completely planned from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get your fundraiser more underway than what it is right now. We're going to do everything we can to try to help that along.
Thank you guys so much.
No problem. I would like to know what's the best way to follow along with the progress of what you got going on, other than maybe the Indiegogo campaign, because I'm going to put that link in whatever description of this video.
There is actually a website now. I have a website. It has a lot of Masquerade information on it. It's www.lucidlakepictures.com. So that's my website that I have now, and I respond. I'm on Facebook quite a bit. I'm getting into Instagram more. You can just search me on there. I'm also on Twitter, but I don't know all the handles.
That's okay. I'll find them. I'll put them in the description.
We'll find you.
And guys, this has been awesome. I've had such a great time talking to each and every one of you, and I apologize that I don't have more time to spend and get more in depth with you. But hey, it's been 2 hours.
We don't want to take any more of your time.
I'd like to let you get on with your night.
Yeah.
And this has been a true blessing, and I am so glad that you made it out here to talk to us tonight. And Jamie, you got anything left?
No, just
anything
thank you
want
guys.
to say before?
Thank you guys for taking time out of your evening to come and talk to us. We are so excited to see the rest of this come together. You guys have made some magic.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
And I would love to do a follow-up at some point, as Lonely Echoes comes out. I would really love to catch up with some of you once I get to see more of what's happening here. I am really excited about some of the performances that are coming. Don, you got any final words?
I just got 2 questions for Jason. One, you were that gas station clerk, right?
Yes.
In a loan.
Yes.
And was that a magazine with Sylvia in the car when Kat picks it up?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good eye. Oh,
just making sure.
Fantastic Easter egg. I love that.
He could totally be a script supervisor. That attention to detail, man.
It's all connected.
Don't say that, Olivia. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Dylan. It's all connected. I love it. See, I love that
he's on it.
The continuity is amazing in this. The universe is incredible.
There's also a line that Sylvia says that is completely random. Like it's not in the world, it wasn't intentional. It was just a completely random thing. Like when I wrote it, it was intentional. But when she says anybody could be a serial killer or anybody could be a psycho, the little old lady at the convenience store, supermodel, yeah.
Yep.
I latched onto that line so fast.
Yep.
And that was one of the things that stood out to me that I love the convergence of those two stories together. So that's pretty good. I'm on the lookout for what's coming next.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to show you.
I hope you get a chance.
You can read the script if you want.
What's the perk on that? Do I get a script?
Yeah, you
$500. Is that what it is?
1,000.
I don't remember.
If it's 1,000, I'm gonna get the whole damn script.
Yeah, you get the whole thing. Like
I get to be a featured extra on Lonely Echoes.
Yes, you do. Yes, she got the featured extra perk. I remember that. Yeah.
Achiever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wow, hey, the fucking class here.
Jamie,
so y'all set?
The scene where we need the extras for is freaking bonkers. So I can't wait to have you on set.
I'm stoked.
I'm gonna mute Jamie. Sorry, that's my threat when just to fuck with these guys is just to mute
You're so
them.
jealous.
Damn right.
Jealous.
You think? You think? I'm taking your place. Anyway, guys. Yeah, we don't want to take up too much. We don't want to take any more of your time up. You guys have been phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough for showing up. I've been in contact with just about every one of you all. You guys are amazing. I mean, you guys really are. To take the time out for us. It means a lot because we're still getting started, but Jason's been a big advocate for us, and I've tried to do the same thing, and it's been amazing. So I can't thank you enough. I really can't.
We appreciate you guys. It was an amazing interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you,
y'all
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure just to be here.
Absolutely, guys.
It is.
You guys take care, okay? Got you.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
See you guys.
Night, guys.
Boy, you're all beautiful. I love you.
Love you.
We love you.